If a man is always there for you, don't confuse consistency with weakness. When you call, he shows up. When you text, he replies. When you need him, he's present. That's not luck. That's commitment. A man like that isn't available because he has nothing going on. He has a life. He just chooses you. And a man who chooses you consistently is a man most people lose and regret later. So
when people are asking where are all the single good women out there, they're in their home, of course. They're never gonna find us because we're at home hiding. Duh. Do you think you're gonna find us in bars? No. Do you think that you're gonna find us in clubs? No. We're at home, watching TV, reading a book. Maybe we're probably a little bit of a homebody or just traveling the world. What are your thoughts?
By 2030, I think they're saying something like close to 50% of women will purposely choose to remain single.
Yeah, older women who are single, their happiness levels actually don't drop because they are making friends. They're going to Bali for their retreat. They're working on themselves. The scary statistic is what happens with men. So the men aren't doing so well when they're single. They are using vices. They're falling into depression. Women are finally learning to decenter men as everything.
A lot of these women don't really understand you can't mock a man for shooting his shot and then wonder why he stopped shooting. Wonder why he stopped approaching you. Because you were being an idiot.
Oh my God, you're so controlling, she says. But all you asked for was honesty, respect, clarity, and consistency. Here's the truth. When a woman can't handle accountability, your boundaries feel like an attack. So she flips it. Now you're toxic. You're too much. It's not about what you did. It's about her losing control. This isn't love. It's a power game. Healthy men get labelled controlling by women who can't self-regulate. DM standards if you're done being shamed for having standards and boundaries around respect.
I don't want a man who's only going to judge me based on my size.
Look, you just called him short. We don't want a woman that's only going to base us based off our height. I'm 6'4", he's 5'8". But you said that he's disqualified because he's 5'8".
I didn't judge his character.
But okay, but you judge his height and he doesn't qualify for you.
Okay, but that's not saying.
And we're saying, but look, time out. The same way he doesn't qualify for you, with your figure, a lot of guys you won't qualify for. And that's what you have to realize.
But me as a person, I'm not going to qualify for a lot of guys because that's life. Give me a second.
It's okay.
Do you want a hug?
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video. Modern women think they're so smart. But the thing is, men know when they're being manipulated. They know when you're trying to do something or say something that is not in their best interest and you're trying to trick them.
The difference between husband and boyfriend material. Let's talk about it. Hello, my name is Carla and Restoring Healthy Mindsets is my thing. Story time. I need to tell you that every single man that I dated or went on dates with wanted marriage with me, wanted to be married to me. But what made my husband the one? While boyfriend material will only want you for a good time, husband material will want to grow with you through the hard times. What does this mean? While men can promise you the world, the one that doesn't say anything, instead he shows you through action, that one's the good one. Let me give you an example. Before I met my husband, I was dating this guy. And this man knew the words to soothe me, to promise me everything. But once my life started getting hard, our relationship started looking rocky. And when I needed him the most, that's exactly when he cheated. And right away, I knew that he didn't want anything serious with me. Even after, if he would have came back and would have told me, no, I want you, blah, blah, blah. No, he just wanted a good time. And he made it known to me that his plan was never to stay because he cheated on me. He was a great boyfriend, a great seducer, but his tricks, his games stopped there. He was only reaching a specific level, a certain level, and stayed stagnant. Whereas my husband, he's not one to say much, but he is one to do a lot. On the third date, he told me, I have a year to convince you that I am the one for you, and my intention is for you to stay. But I'll do what I have to do to make you see that. And here we are today. He encouraged me to leave my 9 to 5. He told me that he would support me. He told me to go follow my dreams. And believe me, it has been a challenge and it's been hard. But yet, he has never come short on his word, financially and emotionally speaking. On the contrary, he pushes me to do what I want to do with my life. There's going to be a part 2 to this because obviously I'm not done.
And one thing modern women are trying to do is get men to trust them. But your behavior says you're untrustworthy. What you do and the things that you say and how you move says to me, I can't trust you. I'm not going to trust you.
Days or weeks after the breakup? Oh, that tells me you were never the long-term plan anyway. They just stuck it out for convenience in their life. And when I say convenience, I'm speaking on what you provided for them. Outside of the physical nature of a relationship. See, exes who don't give a need some type of familiarity and comfort to hang on to until they find a new supply that can provide them with more lenience than you did. They didn't move on to someone who was harder to deal with. Nah, they move on to someone who was even more accepting, didn't ask as many questions as you did, didn't want as much of a commitment as you did, or can provide them financially with a better windfall of commitment. But you know that old saying, right? How you get them is exactly how you lose them sometimes. Yeah, that. Your ex ain't gonna change their stripes. They came built this way. They're only loyal to what they can get out of everyone that they get into relationships. So don't feel bad. You didn't lose some magnificent lover match made in heaven. Likely you was unhappy towards the end anyway. And the more distant they became during the relationship, the more you just tried to hang on. Just because we don't want to lose that comfort as well.
Modern women, it's crazy because they say that, well, I wanted to be left alone. I don't want men talking to me. And when men leave you alone, then you get upset. Men heard you. They stopped approaching you. They stopped messing with you and quote unquote harassing you, as you say. And now you're confused as to why the request that you made was honored. This is what you asked for. What are you talking about right now?
On the day my divorce was final, I'll never forget what my ex said to me. He looked me right in the eyes and he said, "You're going to regret this. You're going to get 6 months down the road and you're going to regret divorcing me." And you know what? He's right. I did have
I see this shit happening more and more often, man. You know, genuinely. A lot of the times women will leave their man, their husband, for however many years that they fucking had them. And, oh, well, the grass is greener. I'm gonna go and get this guy. I'm gonna go do this. And, you know, I'm happy. And, you know, the grass is never greener. I want men and women to understand that. You know, like, if you have a good partner, if you have someone good by your side that takes care of you and appreciates you, doesn't go out and cheat on you and shit, dog, what the f*** are you doing? Whether you're a girl, woman, circle in between, what are you doing? The grass is greener where you water it. You work on that. You build that. Nothing's overnight. No relationship is perfect. I don't give a f*** who you are. I don't care. It don't matter who you are. And, you know, it's a cold game we're playing out here, boys. You know, pick and choose wisely. Get with someone who loves God. Get with someone who has that relationship with God. You know, you guys pray together. Fix it together. Work on it together with God. That is what we are supposed to do. And I hope more people can hear this message and really understand that.
A lot of these men approaching now are the ones that don't really care about rejection. Those are the creeps that you guys are talking about. Not all the guys, but there are a lot of men out there that are approaching that really don't care nothing about your feelings, right? I don't really care about rejection. I don't care about much else either. I don't really even care about you. I'm just trying to get the draws.
Nobody wants to say this out loud, but it needs to be said. When a good man starts pulling back, it is almost never because his feelings changed or because someone else caught his eye. It is because coming home stopped feeling worth the full effort of showing up completely. Because she stopped being his peace. Because the place that was supposed to be his refuge started feeling like somewhere he had to constantly defend himself and justify himself and perform just to get through the evening. A man who walks through the door and genuinely feels wanted and respected and chosen has absolutely no reason to look anywhere else, and everyone who has experienced that knows exactly what I mean. But a man who keeps coming home to criticism and coldness and the feeling that nothing he does is ever quite enough does not explode about it. He just quietly starts finding reasons to be somewhere else. And by the time you notice how far he has drifted, he has usually been gone for a lot longer than you realized.
You know, a lot of men are not approaching because they learn their lesson, right? Tried being a gentleman, learn my lesson. Tried being, you know, the good guy, the stable guy. I learned my lesson. Tried to be assertive. Try to be vulnerable. I learned my lesson. In all of these situations, modern women are continuing to ruin the dating market with their foolishness.
I live in Dallas and I'm kind of like shy. I think I have like a face, like when I'm out and I feel like I'm not really approached. I do go to the gym a lot, and the gym that I go to, there's a lot of like attractive men there. I kind of like stay in my own zone. Today there was this guy that I noticed, like he was kind of following me, but he never said anything to me. Like we kind of ended up in the same places. Like we were in the infrared sauna together, which is like co-ed. So we were like in there together when I first started working out. And then in the middle of my workout, we were kind of like around each other, like doing ab workouts. And then towards the end of the workout, I noticed that I had went into like the infrared sauna, and then he was in there again, coincidentally, but he never said anything to me.
Okay, so maybe he just wasn't interested. That could be fair. He wasn't interested. Doesn't mean you look bad. I'm just saying he just wasn't interested.
Okay, so it's in my head.
Girl, yes. If he ain't saying that, girl, it's nothing more. You know, it's just he's not interested. That's what I would assume.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, okay, if he didn't approach or say anything, he's not interested.
That's fair. What advice would you give, I guess, to be approachable? I guess the gym wouldn't be the place though, right?
Girl, they approach in the gym, Jagger. They wouldn't. Yeah, any place, yeah. But I just feel, I don't know, if you're being your beautiful, radiant self, the right person will approach you.
My face is literally straight.
Okay, straight? Let's see it. So show me your face when you're at the gym. Give me the face.
Okay, I'm just like, I'm trying not to laugh.
Okay. Ladies, I just want to be honest. I don't even think you need to smile, if I'm being honest. I don't think you need to do anything but just be yourself, show up, and that man who is interested will approach. And don't think about who's approaching me. I think that's the issue. It should be, I don't want to be bothered.
But I do. But my face says I don't, but I do.
But that's the problem, you do. And they feel like you do. Yeah. So go in with the opposite energy. Men will approach you in the gym. You can smile, or you can have a resting bee face. You can roll your eyes. They will find their way over to you. They will say something to you. They will find their way over to you. They will say something to you, I promise. And if they don't say anything, then they're not interested. You can have shades on in the gym, and they will approach you. Shades and a mask. They will still approach you.
A lot of these modern women keep on asking, where are all the chivalrous men at? What's going on with them? Well, it's simple. You mocked him into retirement. And so now instead of him coming out and approaching you, and even if y'all don't come together on some type of agreement, like, oh, I'm not interested, he might stick around and say, hey, you seem like a pretty cool dude. Now you don't even get that because you was being a loser, and now he's like, I don't want to deal with that crap.
All right, y'all, I'm bored, so I'm gonna give y'all a story time. All right, y'all, so I met this dude at a party or whatever. When I saw this dude, he was cute and I was feeling him, I was like, okay, cool. So I gave him my number. The next day, we ended up talking or whatever. This conversation was so fire. When I said we were talking about our goals and dreams and aspirations, and it was a good-ass conversation. I'm like, finally, a dude that know how to host the conversation. Cool. Boom. Towards, like, the conversation just shifted out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, this man, he was like, oh, yeah, you should come over my house. I want you to come over. I want you to see my bed. He was like, I have a king-size bed, and I want you to see it. I said, what? You want me to see what? Y'all, this man told me he had a king. I said, I don't come over people's houses, babes. I don't even know you. I don't even know you. Anyway, so he was like, yeah, you come over. You know, we can lay down. We can chill. I said, I don't come over houses, babe. I don't even know you. I said, so I was like, you don't want to take me on a date or whatever like that? Y'all, guess what this man said? This man said, I don't know how to date. This told me he was 38 years old, y'all. He said, I'm 38, blase, blase. He had a nice little job and everything. I said, how you not know how to date and you 38? How do you get your... It's like, every you meet, it's not just hopping in your bed. I hope not. That means, as a whole, our standards are low. I'm the type, you gotta take me out. You gotta wine and dine me. That's why I'm single now, because I don't want to take the time to court you, to date you, to get to know you. You can't get to know me from your bedroom. Just say you want to. So, I really want to hang up the phone, y'all. I was like, how you not know how to date? He's like, I never had to date. I'm thinking like, okay, maybe you're not lying, because I don't really see it's getting took out like for real, for real. I simply hung up the phone and I was like, I will call you later. I ain't heard from this since, y'all. He knew I wouldn't one that was easy to, and he just ain't never called me. I'm gonna be single forever. I hated him.
And you know, I think modern women have to understand that you can't have it both ways. You've been loud and clear for literal years. Don't approach me in public. it's harassment. And men heard the message and they stopped. Simple as that. And now, for some reason, modern women are confused about why men are not approaching them. You created this situation. And then you're going to blame men for following the rules that you set. That doesn't make any sense. Think about what you're talking about.
Let's head on back this way. So we do have 5 ladies left. Go ahead and ask them a question.
Are you a marriage-minded woman? And if so, what makes you believe? What work have you done to feel like you are a marriage-minded woman and you're ready for something like that?
Okay, cool. Your name and age and the answer to his question.
Hi, I'm Portia. I'm 35. I would say I just started doing the work because I haven't seen like a healthy marriage growing up. So I took some time to do some healing. I changed my schedule. So now I work from like 9 to 6. That way I can have a family because I'm an entrepreneur. So I used to work like all the time. And I felt like I would never be married if I didn't adjust that. So now I'm doing the work. I'm still in the process, but I'm still doing the work.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you. Go over there. We'll be back. Your name and age and the answer to his question.
I'm Geneva. I'm 38. I don't really know what you mean by marriage-minded woman. I feel like marriage is a godly thing. So I was married for 18 years.
Okay.
I was married for a long time. But I was married to someone that I wasn't equally yoked with when it comes to God and service, so it didn't work out. So I feel like being marriage-minded it's for the man and the woman. Right. You know, you have to be equally yoked, you have to be on the same page in order for things to work. Right. So I guess the answer would be yes, but it's a dual effort.
Right. Like I understand, things don't always work out, right? We always want to try to make sure things work out, and I understand things don't work out, but the mentality, right? It's the mentality, a herd mentality of, I don't need a man, or is it marriage minded? But like you just said, you've been married for 18 years, so you understand, you have the mentality of,
absolutely,
I want to be a wife more than I want to just be single, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Your name and age and the answer to his question.
Hi, my name is Lawanda. I'm 37.
Oh, wow.
And I believe I'm still growing with that mindset, but I do believe that I do have that mindset. And how I practice it is, I do pray, I journal, I do go to therapy, and I do talk to my aunt who has been married for some years now. And I'm like, girl, how you doing? And she just talks to me about how, the times that she's almost gotten divorced with her husband, how they kept on pushing through it. So, I just surround myself with positive people. I'm quick to cut somebody that's negative off.
That's what's wrong with it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And over here, your name and age and the answer to his question.
My name is Cassandra. I'm 36. And hi, I'm good. How are you? Good. I would say yes. I am marriage minded.
The cold approach died when approaching became a crime. It's really what happened, right? So when you started recording men, started insulting men, shaming men, doing all this other dumb stuff, that's when men said, oh shoot, this not for me. Oh, this not the life for me. Oh, she's not that cute. Then, oh man, I got dressed up, I look cute, and no men approached me. Have you ever audited the way you act when men come and approach you? Have you ever thought about that? Of course.
One of my guy friends once told me that men are actually really insecure and they never get approached by girls first. So if you do, they will absolutely love it no matter what you say. So to test out this theory, I went out last Saturday night and tried to figure out the best way to approach men, and here are some tips. So the first guy I approached was actually spotted by my friend. We were making a lap around the club and it was me and my 2 best friends, and she turns to me and she's like, ooh, that guy's kind of cute. And he was. So when we were walking by him, I tapped his arm and I was like, hi. Are you single? Which sounds so aggressive now that I'm saying it. And I don't know, it was like the first thing that popped in my head. I've never done this before. And that's what I said. But luckily he starts laughing, but he's like, no. But the cutest part was that he wouldn't even look at me. He was looking at the floor when he answered me because he's such a loyal king. He literally only had eyes for his girlfriend. And I swear to God, I think I fell in love with him at that moment. So if this was your boyfriend at Daphne this past Saturday, 1, I apologize for approaching him, and 2, he's an absolute keeper. It can definitely be super nerve-wracking approaching a guy, especially if you've never done it before. So the first thing you need to do is to remove him from the pedestal that you automatically put him on just because he was cute. And remind yourself he's just a total stranger who has not proven anything to you yet. Bring 1 or 2 friends with you because it'll make it so much easier to introduce yourself to a guy under the pretense of setting your friend up. And it'll remove the pressure from you thinking, oh, I wonder if he'll like me. So trick your brain into thinking that you're saying hi for your friend and see what happens. Also, the cheerleader effect takes place when you're with multiple people, so you automatically appear more attractive when you approach guys with your girlfriends. Another tactic is to go up to his friend and not him because you'll care less and you'll feel less intimidated. And it doesn't hurt to humble the hottest guy in the friend group once in a while. And men are competitive creatures, so he'll definitely jump in on the conversation, so you'll be able to explore your options. So after I got shot down by the first man, I made eye contact with another cute guy from across the room. So I went up to him at his table and I was like, hi, I'm Mimi. This is my friend Bella. And then I just pawned off Bella to him and they started talking. And then I went up to his friend and introduced myself and talked to him. So I kind of created this dynamic of like, hi, I'm here with my single girlfriends. Which one of us are you gonna choose? But in reality, we got bored and we left them. The thing I learned about men is that they're so much hotter when you're waiting for them to approach you from across the room, because once you actually talk to them, you're like, you were better from afar. They're like Monets, more enjoyable from a distance. The most important tip, though, is that you should never go out with your sole purpose being meeting or talking to men, because we've all seen those girls sitting there looking around and it's like desperate, needy vibes. But when you go out with the goal to enjoy yourself with your friends, you give off such a fun, positive vibe, and men are attracted to that. So it doesn't matter what you say, it's all about the confidence, being a little playful, and removing the pressure from it all.
And then, you have so many women out here that are just weird. They're just weird. Oh, there's no reason to approach me. There's no reason to be around me, except to just have normal human interaction. There's so many women that complain about men not approaching, and men, not even for approaching, not even for dating purposes, but they're just be social, man. I don't want to talk to women all the time. I want to talk to some guys. I want to see what they're up to. Well, whenever you guys talk sideways, whenever you guys talk crazy, what are you expecting a man to do? What do you think a man is going to be doing? You think a man is going to be walking up to you if you're not friendly? I mean, guys, come on, man. It's not rocket science.
Today, be ready for a woman to cut all her off. Like, hey, man, I need to be the only nigga you talking to. And I just be like, hold on, wait, sit down, homeboy. Didn't you say you need a car? Say, oh, boy, sell cars. Didn't you say you got a bald spot in the middle of your head? Old dudes specialize in haircuts. I can send you over there to go get a haircut. Tell him you my brother and he gonna hook you up. You feel me? Like, didn't you say you need a house? Oh, boy, sell houses. I can help him, get the plug on the house. I can tell him you my cousin. Like, niggas don't be understanding. We got plugs too. Like, you messing up the function of you messing it up. Telling me to cut him off when you know you need a house. Cut him off when you know that your car was leaking oil. I can send you up to the mechanic place and tell him to fix the oil. Tell him that you my cousin, brother, sister, cousin, baby daddy. Don't make me cut off my hoes, man. Come on, they for the team.
And that's really it. I think he's exposing what men go through. It's like a trap, right? Modern women have pretty much eliminated every single location that a man used to meet him, that a man used to approach. And then you're acting confused as to why men stop approaching you. Where else is he supposed to go? What else is he supposed to do? You told him, don't approach here, don't go there, don't do this, don't do that. And now guys are like, well, there's not really anywhere that I can approach without being labeled a creep. Man, these women, man, I'm telling you.
Rejection is a man's biggest fear in dating. Many men will not approach a woman and ask her out on a date because he is afraid that she will reject him. Statistics show that 48 to 59% of single men between the ages of 18 and 40 have never asked a woman out on a date in the past year because of this fear. It is important that women are aware and try to understand this fear that men have so we can help foster relational success. If a man feels as though there's a chance he won't be rejected, he will be more inclined to approach you. It will be helpful to signal to a man interest. This is where body language comes in. Having an open and warm posture, looking at him in his eyes and smiling, and then kindly looking away. I believe that a man asking a woman out is the first opportunity he has to show her that he is a leader. Women do not respect passive men. However, it is okay for you as a woman to be the first one to strike up a conversation. It shows a warm presence and an openness, which could help him feel more comfortable to ask you out. There is unfortunately a judgmental culture surrounding this topic where I will hear women say, well, men just need to grow some fill in the blank. This isn't helpful when it comes to fostering healthy relationships. We should approach this with a compassionate, understanding perspective. That energy alone will make a guy not interested in pursuing you. Now that we have access to people by the touch of a button, men no longer have had the practice of approaching a woman in person and asking her out on a date like they did before cell phones. This is also why I believe porn addictions have increased, because men have access to women on these screens without having to earn her affections. People can now pay for attention without the possibility of rejection. The fear of rejection often stems from a deep-rooted desire for social acceptance and belonging. This is a human need. Depending on the negative or adverse experiences a person dealt with can really exacerbate the level of anxiety and fear in the body. Although women giving compassion and patience is necessary for the process, men also have to do the work to overcome this fear. If you are a man who struggles deeply with feelings of rejection, it's time that you stand up and start doing something about it. It is true that not every woman you ask out will say yes, but just try. There are many women who are also afraid to look in the direction of a guy she likes. She may become bashful and appear more closed off, but really she may be really into you. Feelings of rejection are painful, but the fruit on the other end can be so tasteful if you fight past the fear. Go and ask her out.
What I went through my divorce, my ex-wife left me for another man that she was cheating on me for 6 years while we were married, and just walked away like she was quitting a job. I was like, when I found out from her sister-in-law months later, she's like, yo, Russ, I'm sorry to tell you, she told me she was going to leave you 5 years ago. 5 years ago? She goes, yeah, she told me 5 years ago she was going to leave you. And she said, her sister-in-law said to me, Maria goes, so I said, Maria, like, what? And she goes, yeah, I asked her. Why? She goes, I just don't love him anymore. She goes, he's a chef. He has a problem of meaning I like my home clean. So my home, to give you an example, would be, you would think I live in a hotel because I maintain and clean my home every day. I don't clean my home when I think guests are coming. You can show up and knock on my door anytime. The biggest mistake I ever did was doing 90% of the cooking and cleaning in a shared home.
You're going to start seeing a lot more women left lonely and alone like this as men continue to just opt out of dating altogether when it comes to these types of women. Let's go over this video, let's watch it together, and then I got a lot to say after this, so let's get started.
I just got home, and the hardest part about going to bed is that I feel so pretty, and I'm like, wow, you look so cute, you look so good, you look beautiful. And I have no one to share it with. I get home, and then I wash my makeup off, and I take my hair down, and I do these things, and then I go to bed. And although I think I'm beautiful, I don't have anyone around who, I don't get to go home and sleep next to my man, and he's like, oh my God, babe, you're so beautiful, good night. Am I the only person who feels this way? Like, it makes me want to take a million pictures and just, like, live in this moment forever. I still have a photo that I took, like, months ago that I just love. It was so simple, and I'm in my sweats and, like, all that, but my face looks so pretty, and I just look back at it, like, And I remember I was on the phone with my best friend at the time, and I was just like, I'm sad that I have to wash my face, and I have to, like, just get ugly. Not that I'm ugly without makeup or anything, but it's just, like, there's just no one to share these little moments with, and I hate it. So let me know I'm not alone and I'm not crazy, please. Thank you.
So this is a perfect example of the have your cake and eat it too situation. This girl's obviously been drinking in this video, right? I'm assuming she's out at the nightclub having a good time. And then the party's over. She wants to come home and have the good loving boyfriend or husband at home waiting for her to just treat her like a queen. I'm sorry, but this goes back to what I always say. You have another woman who doesn't understand that if you don't walk the walk of that role or that life, you shouldn't expect to deserve or reap the benefits of what that lifestyle brings. You want the traditional good loving man waiting at home while you're out drinking at probably a nightclub or some kind of social situation. It doesn't make sense. And again, I'm not trying to be heartless. I don't like seeing people sad. Like, I understand what she's saying, but it's hard for me to feel sad and have sympathy for her when I watch this. And the only thing I'm thinking is, yeah, this is just a typical have your cake and eat it too situation. She wants to go out, get dolled up with her friends, drinking and carrying on and looking good for all the hot guys out there. And then she also wants to come home to the loving man afterward, who's going to continue to praise her and spoil her and baby her and tell her how amazing she is. And it doesn't work that way. When she said that line about, I don't have a man here to just tell me, baby, you're so beautiful, you look so beautiful, all I can think is, yeah, the guy's going to say, you look so beautiful, baby. I'm sure all the men at the nightclub you were flirting with loved it. You look so beautiful, so fixed up. I'm sure those guys had the time of their life flirting with you and hanging out with you. That's what comes to mind. And that's what any sane, normal guy is going to think when he sees a video like this. And unfortunately, this is going to be the fate of a lot of these party girls, a lot of these fun, pretty women that are just living life on easy mode. This will be the fate of a lot of them because they're living life in their best years, having fun, using their sexuality as a currency or a means to get things. They're using that appeal to become a superstar. And eventually that ride ends. At some point, that ride always ends. And this girl, granted, she's still very pretty, but she's probably getting close to that point. She's probably late 20s, early to mid 30s, and she's getting to the point now where she's realizing the thrill is gone, or it's going to be gone soon. It's starting to taper off and fade away, because that's where this leads to. It always leads to that, no matter what. All these party girls, like the video I did a while back about that girl Destiny that I used to go to school with, all busted and ran through out here by the mall.
What would you do if some guy is secretly texting your woman? If some guy is secretly texting your woman, you need to always remember this. Number one, she left the door open. Men do not take shots unless they think they can score. If he had the confidence to text her, it's because he felt welcomed. That means the door was never closed in the first place. Attention is permission, so stop thinking about him and ask why he thinks he's allowed. Number two, her silence is her consent. If she doesn't shut it down fast, if she doesn't block him, if she doesn't tell you, that is not confusion, my dudes. That is enjoyment. That is keeping the option alive. And every option has its cost. Number three, hiding it is emotional cheating. Deleting the messages, muting the chats, the screen facing down. She has a new password all of a sudden. People do not hide nothing. They hide what they know will expose them. And if it was innocent, it would stay in the light and you would know about it. Number four, when she defends him, you've already lost her. It's not a big deal. You're just being insecure. You're overreacting. No, that is not reassurance. That is protection. She's protecting the connection with him, not the relationship with you. Listen to that again. And number 5, your frame sets the rules. You do not compete for your own spot. You don't audition in your own marriage. If she guards the relationship, the trust grows. If she guards his access, you walk away. No negotiations, no begging. Your dignity comes first. So look her in the eyes and say, I'm not fighting for a stranger for my wife. I am watching how my wife handles these strangers. If you shut it down, we're good. If you entertain it, I'm gone. No threats, no drama, just your standards, and never fold on them.
A lot of these modern women have to make the first move, and they hate it. It's not a very good experience for them. A lot of these modern women grew up thinking that men are supposed to do all that, and men usually did. They usually did. But men stopped doing that. So now you have to put yourself out there. You have to risk rejection. You got to initiate. And now you're realizing, oh, shoot, maybe it's not that easy. They just made it look that way. Maybe, just maybe, now that I'm approaching, there were some things that I did and some ways that I acted that were completely out of line. Maybe men were doing the right thing, but because I had some bad sushi that night, I acted out of character and I tried to clown him because my stomach was hurting. My bad.